guys, my name is Sierra and I want to share with you my story on home birth and just kind of tell you my journey and my personal experience. So if you are considering a home birth or you are going to have a home birth or you just, had a hospital birth and you're, curious about home birth, let me tell you my story and my experience. So I had my daughter 7 months ago at home. So I got a lot of criticism when I told people that I was going to have home birth, and it's funny because I did not think that I was going to get criticism. I thought that when I was going to tell them, they would say, something along the lines of, wow, I'm really happy for you. Congratulations, that's awesome. I've never heard of that, or that's not common, that's really cool. How did you come to that decision? But when I did tell them, they were not supportive at all. They were like, why? What's wrong with you? I've had a couple of people say, you can't do that. You can't handle the pain. It's too much. Oh, you're a first-time mom? No, you're not going to do that. You're going to give up and you're going to go to the hospital. You're crazy. And I got a lot of you're crazy. I still get you're crazy to this day. But I got, really discouraged, and I didn't want to tell people that I got a home birth, or that I was going to have a home birth, because I was just like, I don't need this in my life. Like, why are you telling me that I'm crazy for wanting something different, And I really did. I got so much criticism. Oh, you're too young. You don't know what's going on. You cannot handle the pain. Trust me, I've had a baby. You can't handle it. Or, just whatever. Oh, what if the baby stops breathing and you die, or she dies, or whatever? How are you going to feel? And I'm like, who says this to people? Like, I don't understand. There is a line that you don't cross. And they did every time. They would always say, well, what happens if the baby dies? Or what happens if you start hemorrhaging? And I'm just like sitting here, I cannot believe you just said that to me. I want to deck you. Like, especially being pregnant too, because it makes you even more angry. And I just remember, I'm like, oh my God, this is it. I'm not telling anybody else. Like, this is ridiculous. And just my whole pregnancy, really, everybody. And then once they knew, they were like, oh my God, are you sure you can't? No, they were just all time. I was pregnant for 41 weeks and 2 days. And all the way, they were constantly trying to make me change my mind. And that would just kind of anchor in the fact that I was going to do it. And I don't talk to my dad, but he did find out that I was pregnant, and he was like, you're crazy, whatever. And he told my mom, which they don't talk either. Well, they're not together anymore, but he told her that I couldn't do it. I couldn't handle it. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. And it's just like, I don't think that it's their place to say what I can and can't handle. Because obviously I did it. And I'm fine, and I'm here, and she's fine, and she's here. And so it just kind of made me like, it just gave me that push and that drive to want to do it even more, to just show all these people wrong that I can do something that you think I can't. Just because I'm a first-time mom and I don't know what it's going to feel like does not mean that I cannot do something that you can't, or you don't want to, or you don't want me to. I'm going to do it because this is what I want to do, and it's what I think is best for me and my baby, And even to this day, when I say I had a home birth, I get a lot of on purpose. I'm like, yeah, on purpose. Before I got pregnant, we were trying to get pregnant, and I was telling, people, oh yeah, I can't wait to get into the hospital and be taken care of and get epidural and all this medication so that I don't feel it. People are crazy for doing it natural, whatever. And I got pregnant, and, things change when you get, my voice gone. Things change when you get pregnant. Like, I did not think that I would be what I was turned into, you know. Even up until the 8-week appointment, I still had planned on being in a hospital for my birth. And I went to the 8-week appointment to do the confirmation pregnancy, get the ultrasound, the blood taken, and meet your OB for the 10 months. I was like, okay, scared, because I was like, okay, I've never done this before. So I went in, and I don't know if it was because I was pregnant and like hormonal, or if she was actually rude, but I felt like she was super rude and did not care at all, and she just wanted, to see me, get me out of the room just so that she could see the next person. And I didn't like that. I wanted more of a personal, this is like a really life-changing experience, and I wanted something so just different than that. So, after I got my blood taken and I left, I was like, wow, that seemed like really routine to them, which I get it is routine to them, but I didn't want that. I was like, maybe I'll look into some midwives, they actually take their time and they're more caring, whatever. So I looked into them and didn't find one I liked. So then I started looking like at a birth center, and I wanted to do that. But the one near me closed down, so the closest one was an hour away, and you're not driving an hour into labor. You're not. Sorry, you're just not. So I call them, and I'm like, do you guys do home births from the birth center? Do they come here? Like, do you have that option? They're like, yes, we do that, but not because you're so far away, you can't. So they referred me to some people that are just kind of like independent midwives that do home births. And I went to the first one, and she was nice, but we didn't connect the way I wanted to. So I checked on the second person, and the second person was all full. I was just kind of going down the list that they gave me in no particular order. So the next person was all booked for May, too many May babies, and she didn't have, she had too many clients for May, so I had to go to the next person. And that's when I found my midwife, and, it was amazing. She came to my house for every appointment. We would text if I was like, oh my God, is something not right? Can you check? Can you tell me what to do? And she's like, yeah, just do this, or, oh yeah, you're fine, that's normal. You'd call the nurse station up, and they'd be like, yeah, we'll have like Mindu call you back in a day. And you'd be like thinking the whole day, oh my God, what's happening? Am I okay? They call you back, oh yeah, that's completely normal. But you'd be worrying this whole time that something isn't right, you're not normal, and it'd be fine. And with this, I could just text her and be like, hey, this is happening, is this okay? And she's like, yeah, totally fine, whatever, cool. And I liked that a lot. It was really personal, and that's what I was looking for. So we did that, and I just really loved the idea of having her at home now that I was pregnant, and I turned into this person that I didn't know I could be. And I mean, you can have any type of birth, and it can be horrible or it can be amazing. Your birth experience can go either way no matter what you do. And none of it matters as long as the baby is healthy and you're good, Epidural or not, C-section or not, all of us are still moms, and our babies are here because of us. And that doesn't change the fact, no matter what you do, I just liked it because it was super personal, and then I got into like all of the side effects of getting the epidural and like what it does to the baby, and your rate for C-section goes up increasingly because you're not ready. They keep giving you Pitocin. You're not ready to have the baby, obviously, because you could do it yourself, given like the small percentage that actually have to be induced because they're like baby is like running out of fluid, all that. But discarding all of that, like normal people that go in, their fluid is fine, they just want to have the baby. They're not ready to have the baby, and that's puts stress on the mom and the baby when they get Pitocin, and then they get the epidural, which slows down the Pitocin, and then they need more Pitocin, and then by the end of it, you guys are both super stressed out and you need a C-section. And I did not want a C-section unless my life or the baby's life depended on it. So I went to 41 weeks in 2 days, which was literally the worst. I was getting really done with being pregnant. I gained a lot of weight, actually. I gained 47 pounds, which is a lot of weight. And probably by like 38 weeks, I was so big, and I was like, I'm done with this. She had been head down since 14 weeks, and it was just not having it. But, you know, I did it, and she's here. I was in labor for 24 and a half hours, and it was not really quite as bad as I thought it would be. I was more scared of the pushing, but as I was reading like books and methods on how to chill yourself out, which don't work, well, they might, I don't know. I don't really remember because it was such a blur. It could have worked. I don't know. I mean, obviously I did it, so something had to work, but reading it, and I was like so scared to push, but what I should have been scared of was the contractions, because the contractions were like the worst, and they're for so long, and they wear you out for so long that you're, by the time it's pushing, you're like, yes, push, I don't even care. But yeah, I should have been scared of the contractions, because those hurt way worse than the pushing. The pushing, you're like, yes, get this baby out of me. I get a lot more respect from people now that thought that I couldn't do it, or silently thought that I couldn't do it, or vocalized that I couldn't do it. I do get a lot more respect now about it, but I still get criticism, but whatever, you know. And I get this one a lot. So now that you had a home, even like the day after I had my daughter, this was said to me. Oh, so you had a home birth? So the next one you're definitely going to have them at a hospital, right? You did this and then you realize that's crazy, right? And I'm like, no. I'm going to have the next one at my house too, if I can, you know, if I'm not high risk. That's another misconception about it, is that midwives don't know what they're doing, and that they're going to kill you and your baby, and they just let anybody have home births. That's not the case at all. Home births are for people that are not high risk. They do VBACs. Certain midwives will do VBACs. Mine does not, but I've never had a baby. But that they know what they're doing. They went to school for baby delivering. There's like a point score system that they go by, and if you're more than 3 points, you're high risk and you can't have them at home. I was not high risk. They do weight as a factor, age, and problems before, and asthma, like everything, you know. And if at any point you become high risk, if you develop preeclampsia, you cannot have a home birth, because they care. They don't want you or your baby be, you know, in harm. And people do not get that at all, which I would like to, you know, spread this knowledge that they're not trying to kill you or your baby. They want you guys to thrive and be healthy. And if you're not in any point healthy, they're not going to let you have a home birth. In this state of Florida where I live, you cannot have a home birth if you have multiples, but in other states, they allow it, depending on the state, you know, and it just varies by state, but they obviously take precautions to make sure that you and your babies are safe, but a lot of people don't get that, and that's why I'm here, you know, spread knowledge and my experience. So if you want to know more, leave a question below in the comments, and I will be more than happy to answer them for you. If you want to see videos on delivery, you know, after birth, what they don't tell you, and still what I cannot find in videos or books, what they still don't tell you. Weeks of baby life, what's normal, what's not, how you and your significant other or whatever cope with the few weeks of baby life, how your relationships are. I don't know. I can tell you my experience, and hopefully it can help you. So just let me know. And if you like this video, please subscribe.